Hey everyone, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today I'm asking the question, how does a society balance privacy with fighting a pandemic? And we have some results from a new survey, and I find this very interesting and a little disturbing, and we're going to dive into this. Now, this is fascinating news coming from Moby Health News, and a new survey conducted among consumers and IT professionals by data security company SecureAge Technology suggests that the clear majority of both of these groups believe that COVID-19 contact tracing technologies put individuals' personally identifiable information at risk. But despite this, both groups generally believe that these types of tools could actually help cut down on the impact of disease, and both groups would actually support a nationwide rollout of the technology in spite of their privacy concerns. Now, here's the nuts and bolts of it. The survey polled 580 U.S. consumers and 300 IT professionals on how they view the use of contact tracing apps and similar technologies. The security firm's areas of interest included things like awareness of the tools, perception of effectiveness, concerns regarding privacy, attitudes towards various implementations, and international responses to the virus. And here are the results. This is fascinating because 81% of consumers and 95% of IT professionals told the researchers that they had basically heard of these technologies, while the professionals more often believed that the tools would be somewhat more effective in reducing the spread. That's 93% of IT professionals versus 70% of consumers believing that it would be more effective. More than 90% of both groups said that they were at least a little bit concerned about the technology's collection of personal data, although the IT professionals viewed it basically as more severe in terms of risk, which would kind of make sense. Respondents were fairly supportive, though, of a hypothetical wide-scale rollout of contact tracing technology. 2/3 of consumers said they'd basically be somewhat or more likely to essentially back that move of widespread rollout, while 91% of IT professionals essentially said that they would totally agree with this. Now, if an app or alert system came from a big tech company like Google or Facebook or Apple, consumer and professional confidence shifted basically down from 62% for consumers and 88% for IT professionals, meaning we have less faith in Google, Facebook, or Twitter here. Now, in a rollout with formal government oversight, meaning the United States government, and data collection protocols, 65% of consumers said they feel somewhat or very safe, compared to 91% of IT professionals. The IT professionals group was also more confident in the U.S. government's ability to maintain privacy and protect personal data, obviously when compared to Facebook, Google, or Twitter, although both groups said often that the U.S. has been the most successful country in regards to tech-driven COVID efforts, which I actually kind of disagree with. Now, I think this actually underscores a few different things here that we need to talk about. The first point here is that much of the population is actually aware of privacy violations, basically based on these results, whether it's consumers or IT professionals, but they're actually okay with, let's say, potential privacy violations if it means that we are benefiting the greater good, meaning I will give up my privacy, my personal information, whatever, if I can help secure people in terms of the coronavirus, meaning they're not going to get sick and potentially die. The second point I'd like to make is that IT professionals are clearly not cybersecurity professionals. We are a different animal, and I think that is really underscored in these results, because I can speculate anecdotally that virtually all of my cybersecurity colleagues would have very little, next to no confidence in privacy security by a government, in this case United States government, or a Google. We tend to know a bit too much on how this is hacked. Now, whether we have confidence in this rolling out for the greater good, I'm not going to speculate on that. because I think there's obviously competing philosophies there, but it really underscores that IT is not cybersecurity, and that is a different animal, and that's fine. We have different specializations, qualifications, certifications, training, all that kind of thing, but we wear the tinfoil hats, of the technology world. That's what cybersecurity essentially is. So I'm very curious to hear from you, because I know a lot of my viewers, a lot of my followers, my listeners or whatever, are either in the IT field or they're in the cybersecurity field. And I'd love to know what you think about this. One, would you be okay with rolling this out widespread, even if it meant violating your privacy? And two, I'd love to know if you have an actual privacy concern with the government housing your data or Google housing your data. Or is that just kind of fly out of the window because the greater good says we shouldn't let people die, and you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of that privacy? Where is that balance for you? I think this is a conversation we need to have, because as we continue the grueling months-long lockdown here in much of the United States, I'm sure we're all willing to make some kind of sacrifice to ensure that next year, or God forbid 2020, that we can get out of the house and all of that. So with that, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online, and please stay healthy regardless. Thanks, everyone.